And that concludes the news on social media, Tosh. But before we go, we just have a special bulletin. First of two, actually. There is reports that all the people that brought the mass buying of toilet rolls and pasta and white bread and eggs that have been cleared off our shelves, it's been reported that there may well be soon a serious shortage of laxatives. Moving on now onto another report, it has come to our attention that members of the public are having trouble working out just how the rules work. And what we found on social media is there's a post going round listing some rules, some unofficial coronavirus guidelines as the public perceive it. And you can understand the confusion. So we're going to read them out to you, and you can tell us what you think. Right, first one. Number 1. You must not leave the house for any reason, but if you have a reason, you can leave the house. Rule number 2. Masks are useless at protecting you against the virus, but you may have to wear one because it can save lives. But they may not work, but they may be mandatory, but they may be not. 3. Shops are closed, except those that are open. 4. You must not go into work, but of course you can get another job and you can go to work. 5. You should not go to the doctors or to hospital unless you do have to go there. Unless you are too unwell to go there, and then you go there. I didn't write this, I'm just reading it. Number 6. The virus can kill people, but don't be concerned. It can only kill those people who are vulnerable or those who are not vulnerable. It is possible to contain and control it, sometimes, except that sometimes it actually leads to a global pandemic. We're there, aren't we, already? 7. Gloves won't help, but they can still help, so wear them sometimes, or not. Number 8. Stay at home, but it is important to go out. Number 9. There is no shortage of groceries in the supermarkets, but there are many things missing. Sometimes you won't need glue rolls, but you should buy several just in case you need some. Oh, and pasta, although I think we covered the problems with that earlier. Number 10. The virus has no effect on children, except those children that it affects. Number 11, of course, animals are not infected, but there is still a cat that was tested positive in Belgium. This was in February, when no one else had been tested. Plus, there were a few tigers there that had been tested. On that point, number 12 follows, stay 2 meters away from tigers. Moving on to 13, you will have many symptoms if you get the virus, but you can also get symptoms without getting the virus. Get the virus without having any symptoms, or be contagious without having symptoms, or not be contagious with symptoms. If that makes perfect sense, of course. If it does to you, it certainly doesn't to me. 14. To help protect yourself, you should eat well and exercise, but eat whatever you have in the cupboard, as it is better not to go out shopping. 15. It is important to get fresh air. But don't go to parks, but do go for a walk. Don't sit down except if you are old and not for too long, or if you are pregnant, or if you are not old or pregnant but need to sit down. If you do sit down, don't eat your picnic. 16. Don't visit old people, but if you have to take care of the old people and bring them food in and medication, you may do. 17. If you are sick, you can go out when you are better, but everyone else in your household can't go out when you are better, unless, of course, they need to go out. Number 18. You can get restaurant food delivered to the house. These deliveries are safe, but groceries that you bring back to your house have to be decontaminated. Outside for 3 hours, and this of course includes the pizza. Number 19. You can't see your older mother or grandmother, but they can take a taxi and meet an older taxi driver or care home worker. Number 20. You are safe if you maintain the safe social distance, but when you can't go out with friends or strangers at the safe social distance. No, that's not right. Let's try that again. 20. You are safe if you maintain the safe social distance when you are out, but you can't go out with friends or strangers at the safe social distance. Okay, I give up on that one. Walking, running or cycling requires 2 meters social distancing, but picnic eating at least 25 meters from others may result in life imprisonment. 21. The virus remains active on different services for 2 hours, or 4 hours, or 6 hours. I mean days, not hours. But needs a damp environment, or cold environment that is warm and dry in the air, as long as the air is not in or near plastic. What? 22. Schools are closed, so you need to home educate your children, unless you can send them to school because you're not at home. If you are at home, you can home educate your children using various portals and virtual classrooms, unless you have poor internet or more than one child and only one computer. Or, if you're working from home, baking cakes or loose women on the TV can be considered mathematics, science or art even. If you are at home educating, you can include household chores with your education. 23. If you are at home educating children, you can also start drinking at 10 a.m. That's milk, I understand. 24. The number of corona-related deaths will be announced daily, but we don't know how many people are infected, as they are only testing those who are almost dead to find out if they will die of... What does that mean? The people who would die of corona, who aren't counted, won't be counted. Which of course makes perfect sense. 25. You should stay locked down until the virus stops infecting people. But it will only stop infecting people if we all get infected. So it's important we all get infected, but not everyone, of course. 26. You can join in your neighbours for a street party and turn your music up for an outside disco, and your neighbours won't call the police. People in other street, however, are allowed to call the police about your loud music. 27. No business will go under due to coronavirus, but employees may not return to work due to coronavirus, but may be entitled to 80% full pay in June. If the employer's business, of course, hasn't closed in May. Hopefully, that's the end of the bulletin, and I hope that's all cleared things up like a big bucket of mud. Hopefully soon there'll be further bulletins to follow. Good night.